So let's get this shit started. Hello, people. This is Pants, and this video might be uploaded on YouTube or might not be. It doesn't even matter. But I'm just gonna talk about some kind of things which it really fascinates me to talk about right now. And actually, I have a kind of a need to talk about. Forgive my chair if it's a bit annoying and it kills a bit the vibe, but this is how it's gonna roll for this moment of time. So for quite right now, recently, what's going on with my life and what's happening on in general is the point that I'm starting to work on something specific. You know, you have this kind of specific thing that you go on. You have this specific purpose that you have been following for quite a while. And this purpose is specifically for me, it doesn't even matter what it is, honestly, but just for the sake of it, it's my improving my copywriting gigs and finally to be able to land clients. And there's so kind of much work. Everybody has their own opinion about it, or what you should do or what you shouldn't do, and etc. So for me right now, I just want to say something which it kind of hits me off right the back. I'm close to be 24 years old. I'm working with my parents into our local place. We have a pet shop and we sell cattle feed and pretty much dog food and cat food for quite some years of my life. I studied in different places and right now go back into my hometown, which is a faraway island in Greece. Cool. Which is completely cut it out of the mainland. And into this day of age, I don't really enjoy my hometown that much. And it just goes on and on and on. I have been into this very routine life for the past, I mean, if you exclude the military service which I've got, yes, I did have the military service for 9 years. If you exclude that, which it's a completely other different story that maybe I will upload a video about it, maybe not. Um, it's been 2 months away from this kind of thing that every single day life seems so boring and dull and miserable. Every single day I'm doing the same stuff. I mean, I have kind of break down the days from the, let's say, Mondays to Wednesdays and to Fridays that I'm staying in my house and I'm doing work, what I supposed to do the work, theoretically speaking, and into my other days, Thursdays, um, Tuesdays, and Saturdays, I'm going to work. Well, now things are getting very predictable, but things are getting very slow. And what was the reason to make this video? Of course, it wasn't just to share you what's my schedule. I mean, who cares, right? What I wanted to, the reason I wanted to share the video is actually because I'm a bit frustrated with myself, and maybe a lot of people they can find they can find relation with this one. Like when your life is stocking and stocking and stocking, and this point to getting to unstuck your life and to get to start into this through things that they keeping you back, all these small details in our lives, all these small details of what we make, these mistakes that we cannot see and we cannot identify ourselves with, these are the things which I want to talk about. And actually I want to shed a light into this, and not only to you but to me as well, because these videos they kind of, I guess and I hope that they will keep me accountable to this one. So let's start. What am I trying to do right now, and as I want to work with my plan, is to get some money rolling to build even better my, let's say, everyday life overall. What things I'm doing, what things I'm not doing, and to get this through, to get clients and to start really working. Right now, I'm working on my samples. I was working for 2 months into my website trying to perfect it all, which most probably it was kind of a waste of time to perfect it all, which I did not even really like this, to be honest. My website, how as it is. I can put it down through if you want to check it out. Mostly I'm selling um, and providing services from coaches into the self-help. or coaches in general, that they have to do something about improving someone else's life or doing whatever into this regard. At least for now, it's very vague, it's very vague, but it's a start, which I can very happily do it. I'm starting to writing overall. That's my kind of case. I'm starting to write, to write, to write, to write as much as possible. So the process is very slow. And I'm trying to perfect my pages in my level at least because yes, I was studying marketing in my university. I was in business administration and marketing as well. But the practical kind of case is completely different from the normal one. And it's like right now I'm alone. Yet, plus I have my kind of pressure from my parents, kind of. My father not so much, but my mother does. Like, when it's your results, as she thinks that I'm just gonna do a mediocre basic job, I'm gonna get some money and that's it. It's completely wrong. So the start every single start is fucked up as hell. Is annoying as hell. Is crazy as hell. And the most times I'm more angry because I cannot really select to do other extra things which I'm doing because I kind of stepped to myself. I'm stepping foot to myself to say, you know what, you need to focus there. If you do not focus there, everything's going to crumble. You have no plans, zero plans. What are you going to do? This kind of crazy kind of thing. Oh, but you should study. You cannot go out today. Oh, this kind of type of thing. And plus, at the same time, I want to do so many different things. I really like playing music. I'm playing the bass, the role that nobody wants to fulfill. I am ready to fulfill. And that's actually the start reason I was playing bass, honestly, because they couldn't fulfill the role, which is kind of funny. That's the first thing. The second thing is, which I want to get into it, I really liked, in general, pickup. I really liked the idea of improving yourself and get the girl, so to speak, from my kind of limited background into this one with a very low, the classic story with very low consciousness into what I'm doing, with very little confidence, with specifically having a lot of self-hate thoughts that I do not deserve to get love from extra girls outside of my, especially outside of my league, considerably outside of my league. Well, all those premises, they're not that big right now, but they're still definitely exist. And all these ones, they do mostly exist in my hometown. If you really set me up into another place, I feel that this ain't gonna happen. And I have proved it. Actually, I game way easier outside of my comfort zone, which is in whatever other place than this one, which already on its own, it kind of speaks to itself what you should do. And it's like, hey, go and talk to people and do this kind of pickup thing. But the problem is that there's not so many people. It's a town with less than 40,000 people. Everybody kind of knows each other, and the only women that there's here, they are all kind of slightly weird elder girls, which that's okay. That probably that's my only choice I got, and below 18 girls. So that's no. I mean, that's completely no. Imagine I can hear you say you have some thoughts about getting these, huh? To get into these young girls thing. No, it's not. No. And in fact, actually, whatever shaped relationship I tried to do with the younger girls, it was quite annoying, honestly. Like, I much more prefer to date way elder women than way younger, at least for this moment of time. Maybe in the future I'll have something completely different to say. Um, but the kind of the point is, how do I align? Maybe this is a question to you as well. How do you align these things that you want to do plus in working into the path that you want? Don't get me wrong, I enjoy writing. I love writing. But sometimes, especially when I want to sell copy, when I want to do this, it's so annoying. It's so annoying to just make sure that, I want to sell something to someone, that Yeah, you should do this. It's like kind of fail to me. It's kind of fail to me, and I really like the impression to give my knowledge I've got to help someone else, but over hyping, this is how I feel about copywriting, over hyping at this moment of time. Maybe I'll do it one day and I will get it more practically to find people in action to give them value. But I feel the most kind of copywriting I've seen from products and things is just like, in general, like nothing, like completely nothing, completely out of it. But the main premise that I wanted to make this video, which I haven't said, is that I am angry. I'm angry with myself. I'm angry with my perception of things. Like who likes to live into this life of doing every single thing the same, especially when you're in a place that, if you choose a place in the map that you want to be, that wouldn't be the place which I want to right now. That wouldn't be the job that I want to do right now. And that's definitely not the situation I want to stay to my parents' house for quite a long time. As you can see and as you can understand, that is not my perception of things that I want to do. That is not what I want to do. And I feel that right now I'm closing to 24 years old. I'm not yet 24, but I'm one step like away from this. And this is what my life it seems to be. This is what it seems to be at this moment of time. This is what I feel that all we're going through. I'm going through into a repetition and I'm starting to feel elder. I'm starting to feel like 40 years old sometimes. And all my friends around me that they're doing and they go into the same loophole of working, working, working into companies or shit or whatever, they're losing the essence of vibe of talking and communicating and exchanging topics and to meet new people. We kind of become very sluggish. Maybe this has to do in my hometown, or this has to do in Greece in general, but I do not think so. We kind of losing the point. We kind of losing the essence. And even I see younger people that they're working every single time. They what they're doing is just they work. Maybe they will party if they feel like it, or if they're really party animals, and that's it. There's nothing else going on into this vogue, and maybe you can call me, hey, this is life. But I know that this is it. I know that that's the point, but I do not want just to simply go and accept it. What I want to do is to actually hit it and go into this, to go through that, to smash this kind of perception. This is what I want to do, and that's why I'm making the video. So my kind of videos is I'm making a topic of discussion to talk with people. Plus, I'm giving away my most raw version of myself. That's the one. And the second is to push my thinking to find a solution at this moment of time right now. This is what it is. Not only to showcase how am I working, but to take a value as well. And not only me to take a value out of it, but you to take a value out of it. So my kind of thinking process and my thinking part, I'm just using it right here, right now. So to be as much authentic as possible. And if you like these authentic things, we can go a long way through. Or at least you'll see how am I working. So my kind of perception at this moment of time is to try to have this talk as well with yourself as I'm having it right now, which is you see where you're starting, see how is it going, and by all means kind of see what do you will think if you continue like that, or what do you will think for yourself, where how far do you think you're going to go. And for me that's why I made this video, because I'm thinking that if I continue like that I ain't going to go anywhere. I'm just going to stay to my hometown and I'm going to go fuck all. Time passes very quickly. Time passes insanely quickly. Like I'm not even have wondered that I'm gonna be in this age right now. That it's 2024. In no time it could be 2030. What's gonna happen? Time goes past. Goes like a fucking rocket ball. Don't waste the time. Don't waste your fucking time. Sometimes maybe it feels uncomfortable too. But in the end of the day, we're gonna have a lot of regrets if we not do the things that we want to. And what here I'm doing right now, this is a kind of a thing of accountability, that I want to change my perspective. I want to change my way I'm thinking. I want to change my day, my daily life, or my things that I'm doing. I want to change something. I want to burst up into something, to burst a flame into me and to say, look at this, this is very meaningful. And this is what the most of us humans, I think, we're missing meaning, to create an undoubtless strong, powerful meaning. This is what we want, and this is what I'm seeking for. I'm tired of this fake communications and connections we have as people, even if it means that I want to get a job, to the situation of, hey, nice to meet you, how are you doing, are you fine? Of course, these are things that the process us to move somewhere as a society, and it created this society to be the place that it's right now, which we are always negative, and this is a bad thing, this is a terrible thing. Society doesn't offer us very big opportunity and whatever. But what do you expect you're gonna find? What do you expect in the first place to find? A society that offers you everything in the table, then there was nothing to do. There's nothing to do. Of course, there need to become, and needs to be difficulty behind it, to put it in proper English. However, what it kind of annoys me, and this you can change this, and that's why I'm stating it. These fake interactions. I'm sick and tired of being fake. I'm sick and tired of this boredomness, of this duality, of this ultra misery, to pretend that I'm something that I'm not and to express myself fully. The point is, what are you waiting for? Well, I'm waiting to be okay for losing things. And as far as I'm concerned, the more you stay into this kind of steady place of not being authentic and not being expressing yourself, even though that you can seem as a terrible, evil human being, that you're becoming even worse. So, what am I suggesting into any situation that any of you guys you have stuck into this place, as I am into the same place as well. So we are into the same path. I'm no better than you into this one. I'm just, the only difference is that I'm making a video about it. That's all. We are on the same page. My only difference plus that I'm having right now is I'm trying to find actively right now, this moment of time, a solution. So my solution is at this moment of time is to try to be as much authentic as possible. Like, for example, I was trying to hide a lot of my anger and my annoyance. And when I'm talking to people, and this is like a kind of a self proclaiming thing for myself, self imagery, let's call it, or whatever, anyways, is the fact that, hey, you know what? I'm pretending to be good to others. I'm pretending to be fine with others. And wherever they give me shit, which shit is, maybe shit is that we do not really care for what you're saying, or you're ignoring my messages, or by seeming that I'm too busy or something, or that, hey, you know what, I like this idea, but let's do it in a different way, kind of thing, or whatever, really. Or pretty straight, rude person comes in your face and screams at your ears about something. Whatever the mind point is, whatever the case is, even if you're not in the army, if you're not in the army and you're not obligated to, what you can do is that you can actually state exactly what you feel. Not to be paranoid, of course, not getting into paranoid situations, but first of all, try to view life as a negotiation. This is what really helps me turn on into a strategic kind of thing, because you kind of need both of components of strategy and authenticity at the same time. By being just authentic, it means that you're just a completely incontrollable ball of destruction that it moves everywhere and demolishes whatever it finds to its path if it's stronger than it. If it's not, it's just going to crash to the wall is going to go nothing, and you're just going to completely draw away your own resistance and your own path. You're going to deflect yourself into somewhere else, which the most times is not really good because you're not aiming at something. However, try to use this destructible power and actually create something about this. So that's why strategy exists. And negotiations is really great, the whole aspect of negotiations as well. So about this negotiations thing, what is the point? The point I'm just gonna share about this negotiate about this thing about negotiations is the starting point. The importance is before the negotiation starts, you create an agenda for what things are you going to talk about. So think and do this into two times about yourself. Do an agenda of what things do you really need to discuss with yourself first. What things do you really need to get out? So this is what exactly I'm doing right now. This is I'm creating an agenda, but it's not written here into a paper. Just I'm doing a video, which you can do it. It's just an audit. That's the first thing. And the second thing is very simply be able to know actively and consciously. This is trained very easily. Start with one thing in each time. What do you want to express to the other? To say, you know what, to someone of your best friends, you know what, I really like you, but I am annoyed about this specific thing. This shit annoys me. This shit annoys me a lot. Can you please stop it? Or something, whatever. And state your own situation by not being completely a dick. You can be slightly a dick. I'm not saying no, but showcase your true colors, but without being a huge dick by all means. And I've done this kind of thing in the beforehand, and I felt way better. And so this is what I'm starting to do, even if it's my parents, even if it's anything, really. Because the only thing that you're doing is you're harm to yourself. Of course, other people, they won't really take it as it's the greatest gift in the world. They won't really appreciate that Santa Claus gave them the new PlayStation 11 or something. Of course not. However, you will soon realize which people are they going to take your feedback greatly or not. And plus, here, I'm not saying to use the kind of techniques on how to approach feedback, like the sandwich technique or just to listen. It's going to be very trashy. But I need to state you this. You can do it in whatever way you like. The point is, put it down as honestly as possible. You can do it. And then you will see if people that will walk away or not. And by all means, after that time, if people walk away, brilliant, brilliant, because a lot of things you get away from your head. This starts to happen to me, I feel right now. A lot of people, like, as a person, I was very open. As a person, I was pretty open to have everyone in my life. However, it's the point of expectations that you got. Did I had a lot of expectations about them? Surely. Did they lie up to expectations? Most times, completely out of the point. Completely straight no. And the point is the expectations you have. And the expectations, you can say, lower the gap, lower the expectation bar. Cool. But that's not so much the case for me. I do not really like this answer. Instead of what I can do is just or to not really care so much about these people, which is kind of unfair, but kind of a vibe at this moment of time. And second, call them out and say, hey, you know what? If this person isn't willing to give you anyways their attention, or anyways to help you on something, or anyways that for whatever XYZ reason they're not be able just to provide you with something, not because they don't like you, just because they cannot. Hey, do you feel that this is great? Do you feel that these are people that you can trust on and you can count on? Or maybe you just simply and realistically you have evaluated them more than they should be in your life. And by all means, this will cast a lot of shadows away from your head. And then you can, it's way easier to choose, because people, they play a huge part into our lives. It's not only, my business, my job, my hobbies, everything surrounded with people, even if you like it or not. So people, having a relationship with people is very important. Or maybe it's time to find new people, maybe new relationships, and maybe something to create something new and something awesome, whatever this case is. So the overall point of the story, because it's a bit chaotic, and that's for right now what I feel to be the perfect candidate of videos for my style. What I do believe is the outpoint that I wanted to share is to showcase a bit more of honesty and have a bit of conversation with yourself. Maybe you can do it on a video too, or maybe you can do it on a journal. I'm doing it quite thousands times on the journal. Just I want to try something different. Or maybe because my hand is just in pain for how many hours I'm writing. I'm a very old school writer, so I write in the hand. Whatever the case is, you can find a way. You can find a way to approach any of your problems, or you can just take a friend and you can have it just completely honest talk, or just to pretend, maybe even with your friends. Like, for example, let's play some roles and let's see, like, let's say, for example, I am very angry and you want to calm me down, and let's play the role. And then afterwards, you can expose a lot of your real things, pretending that it's a role. I mean, whatever it kind of works. I'm not highly suggesting that. It's better to just state things on someone else's face and everything is fine. However, about Little Drive, and plus, I want to talk about and to finish off with this Little Drive motivation. The Little Drive motivation thing is depression. By meaning of depression, not the sadness, is that you're controlling your emotions, you're controlling your authenticity inside, you're controlling the things that actually are going on, and not express them for any reasons, to not make other people happy, or to don't make them sad, whatever is the reason that you're holding them down. At least, if you cannot do it, at least do it with yourself. Into a face-to-face interaction like this. Do it to yourself, and you're going to do a favor. This is what I'm stating. Showcase your interactions and into the videos that, hey, do you know what? I'm fucking hungry for this. I'm fucking hungry, for example, why I haven't landed the job right now. What I'm going to do, I'm going to try more. Maybe something else hits my life. For me personally, what it hits my life is that I do not have a lot of mental strength to pass it on. That I'm getting tired very easily. Why am I getting tired very easily? Because I'm getting pretty much annoyed. Or I want to find cheap dopamine because I was having so many shitty habits. I was spending time on YouTube. I was bored very easily and I didn't sit with my boredomness, so I wanted to distract myself. I was jerking off a lot, for example. Whatever might be the reason. Whatever might be the reasons. These are actually, by the way, real reasons for me. And start to do something. Maybe start very slow and say, okay, this is it, my limit. I'm gonna do something that satisfies me, playing a bit of music, working out a little bit, whatever. And if it's okay, mediocre, just okay. Maybe it's mediocre, but at least one of the reasons that life isn't so fulfilling is maybe because you're holding down, because you're holding yourself, you're holding your real self, and you haven't awakened yourself up. So start to do something which is slightly uncomfortable, or talk to yourself like you're a normal human fucking being, and not only that, but in honesty, and to say, you know what, I'm not feeling very fine. I'm feeling frustrated. I'm feeling shy. I'm feeling scared. To me, I'm feeling pissed. It's not even angry. I feel pissed a little bit. And kind of anger, and kind of disgust, maybe. Kind of slightly pieces of apathy, slightly, but more just pissed, frustrated, or disappointed, maybe. This is my kind of sensation, which is way better than apathy, by the way. But this is my initiative to make a video, and that's my first video. This video is just only for Entertaining purposes is to make you think a little bit, to make you think, to find your own way how to approach it, and to give you a little inspiration. Because definitely took mine. And I know what I'm going to do at this moment of time. I know that I'm going to work more. I know that I'm going to be a bit more honest with myself and with my attention to other people, even though they are my favorite people or the people that I like, or simply they're people that they don't want to be bad with. Maybe I'll go into this more satanic side of being a bit more evil with them, not to manipulate them, quite far the opposite, to be more real and to be a bit slightly more ruthless with them. I do not care anymore. And in the end of the day, find your own mechanisms and try to keep it as real as possible. This is only what things I have to say at this moment of time. So that's it for me. Hope you find it helpful. And I'm gonna make definitely more videos in the future about whatever topics. If you have any topic that you want me to discuss about, because if I want to, I'm just gonna do it. If you want something that you want to discuss with me, whatever, a topic that it hits you on your mind, and I'm aligned with this, I'm gonna talk to you. I'm gonna give you my opinion, and see you.